Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever else this is going to be, Instagram. Shane Champlin here. Marketing Remix is my company and lead generation is my game. I would love to show you 3 ways to 3x your leads without increasing your website traffic. Yes, I said it. Don't spend more on ads. Don't get more traffic. Don't go spend on SEO. 3 ways right now I'm going to show you that you can 3x at least the leads that you get from your website, existing traffic and everything, nothing more from what you already have. So let's jump in and get started. Again, my name is Shane Champlin. My company's called Marketing Remix. I have been a marketer for 17 years, and I have a feeling that you don't really care about any of this, but I'm going to tell you anyway because I want you to have a little background on me. It's important to build a relationship. And part of that is us knowing who we are, right? So I have been doing marketing in every capacity digitally for the last 17 years. I started as a graphic designer, moved into web development and design, then project management of web development and design, and found a very big and high painful need of companies for a real marketing strategy that got results for lead generation, because the company I worked for built websites and did SEO but didn't actually generate leads at all. That was not their MO. We give you the site, you get the leads, right? And that's like handing someone an oil barge and saying, hey, here's how, go ahead and figure out how to drive this thing. And so that's how I got into marketing strategy like I'm doing right now. And for the last 3 years, I've been a marketing programs director for a company named BombBomb that I helped to take from 4.7 million in annual revenue back in 2015 when I joined the team to projecting to do 20 million the year that I left, which was back in 2018. So in 3 years, I helped that team grow exponentially. And great marketing team. I was one member of an amazing marketing team. So it was not just me, obviously, but I learned a ton there. And I would love to use all the experience in marketing that I've done for local businesses with Facebook ads, Google AdWords. I have over 10 years of experience doing that and 7 years in Facebook advertising. I'd love to use all that experience to help you learn how to generate more leads for your business or for your clients. So that's what we're going to do today. And that's what this presentation is all about. So let's jump on in. So number 1, the first way to 3x your leads on your website without adding traffic is to create a main direct call to action on every page twice. Now this is kind of like the milk information, right? That you should, it's marketing 101 type of information, but something that so many companies, big and small, miss all the time. 90% of websites that I see are missing this element, which is a main, clear, consistent call to action that is an easy next step that someone can take if they want to do business with them. And we want to make sure that this path to working with a company or purchasing a product from you is as clear and consistent as it can be throughout your entire website and web presence. So the problem that we're solving here with this tip is that most companies, they don't give prospective customers an easy way to work with them. They actually make it really difficult. And the way they do that is by caring a lot more about presenting what they do and how they do it than caring about giving someone the experience they need of solving their problems quickly and efficiently with as little hoops to jump through as possible. So they make them scour through their website through information that really doesn't help them and benefit them. And then when they're ready to do business, there's no button, there's no action that they can take in sight at that moment. And that's what this is going to clear up. Okay? So if someone is confused when they get to your website, right? If I'm your consumer and I get to your website and I'm confused and I have no idea what to do next, I don't know where to go when I have a specific question, it's not clear, the path is not defined for me, I'm going to get insecure really, really quickly. And because I know that Google is great at giving me other results that help me solve my problem, I'm just going to eliminate all the headache that I have with you, and I'm going to go back to Google and I'm going to find someone who does answer my question, right? Because I get feeling insecure and vulnerable when you don't give me a clear path to my solution. And so I need to find another one for my problem. And so the solution to this for you, if I were to come to your site after this, you should have to create a main direct call to action on every page twice. Okay, and I'm using BombBomb's website here because I know that they do this right. If you look in the upper right corner here, it says try for free, which is the free trial button. In the bottom of the website, there's another call to action button that's orange, has the same verbiage, and leads to the same action, which is starting a free trial. And I could tell you, from 3 years of being there, we started tens of thousands of trials through this consistent call to action that's on every single page, top and bottom, because it was just an easy next step for someone to take on any page when they were ready to move forward. And that's all we did. And that generated thousands of free trials, which ended up into hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue, or probably more. So what we want to do here again is we want to add a clear and consistent, same color, same verbiage, same size, and same location on every single page, top and bottom. Now, why do we want to do this? Well, first, it creates comfort and safety, right? That equals trust in the eyes of the consumer. So if someone comes to your website, they know that they could take the next step in the upper right corner, upper lower bottom corner, and they've been programmed over years of browsing the web to look for those calls to action in the upper right and lower right corners. If they see those things there and that meets their expectation, and then you gain a little bit of trust points there, right? And so creating that expectation and fulfilling it consistently creates that safety and that comfort that they need to build trust with you. So it also, next, makes it easy and frictionless to find the next step. They could be browsing your blog, they could be browsing your About Us page, they could be anywhere on your site, and now they feel like they want to do business. They've just got pushed over the fence there. They're over the cusp, and they want to do it, and if there's no button and easy access point, the odds of them actually doing it right there in that moment of desire is slim to none. And so having that on every page and consistent, no matter what that call to action ends up being, is absolutely key. So next, it gives them what they want, right? They want to move forward. They want to solve their problems. They want to find the solution. So give them the way to get there. Simple as that. Now, how do we create this? Okay, so first, what you've got to do for your own business is you've got to define what that primary call to action looks like. So if you're a local, say, contractor in a local market, your primary call to action could be to schedule a free estimate appointment. It also could be to schedule a phone call that's like an initial sort of screening call or strategy call, or it could be, an estimate call, like a pre-screening call. Whatever that looks like, that's what you would want to define first. And then you want to define what you want to call it all the way across your site every time you're going to reference that, right? Whether that's call today for an appointment, it needs to be call today for an appointment on every single page, top and bottom, consistently, right? The words in the button matter, so you want to engineer that to be the easiest step to move forward. That's like right where they're ready to take action and do business with you. So this isn't necessarily a call to action like visit this page. It's more like a call to action to call us today, or sign up for this appointment, or schedule your appointment, or sign up for a consultation. That's going to be your primary call to action. It's that key step that they take before they do business with you, and with the intent to do business with you. Next, you got to create that call to action button or the action box, right? It depends on how you do it. I'm not going to get into details of what that looks like. What I mean by this is it needs to be consistent. It usually is going to be a button that leads to that call to action. So if that's what it is, then it needs to be a button. It also needs to be a button in a way if it is a phone number too, because you make that a hyperlink, which means when they click it on their phone, which a lot of you people are going to end up coming to your site on their phone when they search for you on Google, they can click that phone number and just call right from their phone, okay? And so the next portion is that you want to add it in the header and footer in the same spot on every page of your website. It's as simple as that. Really quick and easy, simple tip. This will give you more leads, I promise you that. All right, number 2. This is the next tip that's going to help you 3x your leads without Xing your traffic. So I'm not re-recording this, okay? This is me being raw. This is me just giving this presentation. I'm not going to record it even if I mess up. I'm at this point. So second tip is to add transitional calls to action to your site. Now, I actually took these concepts and the way that they're worded from the book Story Brand by Donald Miller. The concepts, he boiled them down in these 2 primary call to action and transitional calls to action on your site. And I'm just elaborating on that and explaining why it's important, because it's something that I've been selling for years and doing for clients for years. But he's done a great job of encapsulating that in a digestible format. So the purpose of a transitional call to action is to give someone value, start the relationship with them right, and in return for opening a channel of communication that you can take the relationship further through. So let me explain what that looks like. The problem here that we're solving is that people just ain't ready. When they get to your website, they aren't ready to buy. Only 4% or less of people that get to your site are in a position where they're ready to act on your product or service, not with you as the provider of that product or service, but on that product or service. They know their problem, they know of the solution. Now they're looking for providers of that solution. That's only 4% or less of the people on your site, usually more like 2 to 3, because most websites don't do a great job of attracting qualified customers with intent. So that means if you took 100 people, only 4 people are ready to buy. Those 4 people don't trust you yet. They came here from Google, and they're probably shopping every one of your competitors. And every one of your competitors, by the way, is bidding top dollars for these same 4 people. So it's the most competitive people to go after, and most likely it's the only people that you're going after right now with your website, because you only have a call to action that's like schedule an appointment or give us a call or let's come out for a visit and schedule an estimate. And you're missing a ton of people just because you only have that call to action. Okay? People aren't ready. The other 96 people, so that 100 people, 4 already, the other 96, they're somewhere else in that process. They're trying to figure out, get answers to their questions, try to figure out if they even need this problem or this solution to begin with. They may not know of the solution yet. They're just trying to figure out the details of what the problem looks like and the possible solution. So there's a whole spectrum of awareness that your consumers are in before they get to this point where they're ready to buy. And you're missing every one of those people, the vast majority of the traffic to your site. You're missing all of those people. Out of 100, 96 of them you are missing if you only have a primary call to action to schedule an appointment or whatnot. All these buttons, schedule now, buy now, appointment buttons, most websites, probably yours too, only have that one call to action. And those primary call to action only apply to the 4 people that everyone else is bidding on, yet top competition there, right? And this is their first visit, right? So the people that come to your website, they don't trust you yet, and the only thing that they're given as an option is to basically marry you, right? So think about that, right? You take someone on a date the first time, or you meet them at the library before you date them, and you just give them a ring. That's basically what most of companies are doing with their website and their web presence and how they approach it by not having these transitional calls to action. So I'm going to talk about what that looks like now, and it's going to really be beneficial to you. So pay attention here. So again, what happens to the rest of the 96% that aren't ready to buy? Bye. Back to Google. Peace out. I'm going to go find my answer somewhere else that's easier to navigate. So here's a solution. We talked about this earlier. It's called a transitional call to action. And what that means, and what this is going to do for you, it's going to capture another 10 to 20% of your website traffic. Those people that aren't ready, it's going to capture at least another 10% or 20% of those people, because you're giving them value that helps them earlier in the buying process. That's the key to a transitional call to action. Okay? You're going to be leading with value and authority because you're going to be educating first, not asking for an appointment first. So you're going to offer content that gives them an answer to their question or solves a problem for them really quickly and practically, and thus you're going to establish your brand and yourself as an authority and a resource, and the right resource to go to when they're ready to do business with you or with any company that provides your service. So you're also going to establish a relationship with that customer well before they're a customer. And you're going to establish it on the predication that you're giving them something that helps them first before you ever ask for anything in return, which creates an effective reciprocation. And also, again, positions and frames your brand in their mind as the right company to do business with when they're ready to pull that trigger. And then finally, you're going to open up a channel to communicate with these people with this transitional call to action, that after the first interaction, you'll have many more attempts after they get to your site the first time and they take advantage of this transitional call to action. They take you up on your offer of content and education. Now you're going to have many more swings at the bat to turn them into a customer. And you're going to be able to continue that conversation over weeks or months or however long it takes to do that. So you're going to exponentially increase the possibility of turning that lead into an actual customer, and you won't lose them. Right? If you don't have a transitional call to action, someone comes to your site and they don't find what they're looking for, they're going to be gone forever. Now, if they come to your site, they don't want to schedule an appointment, but hey, there's this piece of content over here that's helping them be educated and make a better decision where they are, then you're going to capture a few more of those people and turn them into customers in the long haul. So that's what a transitional call to action is, and it is something that by itself could 3 to 4 times your leads just by adding that transitional call to action. Now, before I get into this, what does that actually look like? Really quick, I'm going to go into what a transitional call to action could be, give you a couple of examples, all right? So first, a transitional call to action is going to be something that is educational, that is practical, and applicable to solving a problem. This could be something like a checklist. This could be something like 5 questions you want to ask a contractor before spending thousands of dollars to replace your siding. It could be a resource of content that's going to help them be educated where they are. It could be a buying guide. So again, if you're an HVAC contracting business, then you could give them a guide on the 3 questions to ask any contractor before they replace your furnace. That could save you at least $1,000. If you're a real estate agent, this could be the 5 ways to make sure that you get maximum value for the home that you're selling, or the 5 ways to make sure that you secure a home within your price range without getting it stolen or under contract through the process. Whatever that looks like, right? You're seeing what I'm talking about? It's like a 1-page piece of content, some sort of piece of content that can be practically applied by that potential customer in their own business to get a good result for them and solve a problem for them. And then third, what this piece of content is going to do is it's going to give you an indicator of their intent. So if you have a piece of content that's meant to give them awareness of a problem they have, right? So if we're talking about HVAC and they have a furnace that may need to be replaced, it'd be 3 ways to know if your furnace needs to be repaired versus replaced. That's a great piece of content. And that tells you where they are in their process and helps you understand exactly what they're interested in. And so that is an example of that indicating an intent to find out a solution to replace a furnace and ideally eventually get that serviced by a company like an HVAC company or replaced same scenario. So that would be one example. As a real estate agent, an example of a transitional call to action would be, again, like a free report on all the homes in a market that are between $300,000 and $400,000. Valuable because if somebody has a specific need and price range that they know they need, then you can provide a quick report to them of all the homes within that price range that they can be benefited by, because they don't have to do all the searching somewhere else and filter that list down. They can just get one sent to them in the exact homes that apply to that price range that they're in, and that solves a pretty big problem of not wasting time with all this searching and all the different resources you can find homes on. All right, so that's a good example there. If you're a mortgage broker, it'd be something like the 3 ways to make sure that you have the best interest rate that gets locked in when you're in the process of searching for a home. Something like that, right? Again, we're talking content here. It could be video, it could be PDF. However it works for you to do it best and most efficiently and with the most value, do it that way. But the transitional call to action is a game changer, right? Because again, if 96 of those 100 people aren't ready to buy, but say you could capture another 10 or 20 of those people when you were only even marketing to 4 before, now you have something that you can actually capture 10 or 20 more of that 100 per month. Over the long term, you're going to build up quite a list of people that you can market to and nurture into a customer situation where they transact business with you. Simple as that, whereas you wouldn't have had that opportunity at all before. Okay, so number 3, and this is the biggest, most impactful one so far. It's so impactful that I changed my entire trajectory of my marketing agency and business to do specifically Facebook Messenger marketing and Facebook advertising specifically through social media. So grab a pen and notebook and get ready to take some notes, because this is fascinating, exciting, and super valuable for you if you are in business. The purpose of Facebook Messenger marketing and Facebook ads and the capability it has is to reach your customers on their mobile devices, like we talked about before, where they are most and where their eyes are most on apps, right? And where they're also the most comfortable communicating. If you think about, people are using apps on their phone to communicate through text messages and Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp and all these different applications. They rarely use the browser. So here's the problem. What used to work isn't working so well now in our marketing. Conventional email marketing has less than desirable performance, 20% or less open rate on emails on average, according to MailChimp, and about a 2% click-through rate, which is a big ouch in my mind, right? Like that's terrible. And it's partly because the process is broken, but also because people are wise to email marketing. Spam filters are getting better at categorizing marketing email as spam and promotions, and people are just not seeing it. So it's becoming a dwindling channel. Although it is vital you continue to do it, it is not even close to as effective as it used to be, even for the best in the business at doing it. Okay, so the next part is that conventional funnels with a landing page, with a thank you page, with email marketing, and with all this marketing automation, and several softwares tying it all together into this great complex system, takes thousands of dollars to build. It's time consuming. It requires multiple pieces of software, experts to put it all together, and several months to make it start producing well, because you need aggregated data through a conventional funnel to make educated decisions on what works and what doesn't. And you don't know that until you have hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, that go to that landing page and through that funnel to see, what's broken, what's not working, what's clogging it up, and what's not as effective as it could be for that funnel. Okay, so those are two major problems that everyone in marketing face right now. Is that email and conventional funnels are not working nearly like they used to, and they cost tons of money to build, and they're super inefficient, and they're also a terrible experience for the customer. So people want simple, right? They want to get an answer to their question, they want to solve a problem. People are using mobile devices for everything now, which makes the need for simplicity in marketing even bigger. Because on a mobile device, landing pages suck. Even if they're designed for mobile, they still don't perform well there because the medium is painful to use and operate. You can't click on forms easy and type. It's just not an efficient way of doing communication and marketing through a mobile device, right? And people are using mobile devices more and more, and most companies are just still marketing to computer screens, really. That's how it is for the most part. Consumers are using apps. They're not using browsers. If you notice on phones, everything's in an app. Facebook Messenger, Facebook is separate. It's WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram. Every app that's popular is an app. It doesn't run through a browser, and that's because it's more efficient and much more effective. There's a lot more potential and capability when you build apps specific for the device. And that's what people are using, and that's the experience they're used to, and that's how they want to interact with brands. That's how they want to do it. And forcing them to do it other ways causes friction and thus decreases conversions and decreases the amount of people that end up turning into leads and customers for our business through our marketing. Excuse me, I got a little couple of allergy sniffles. It's spring here in the Springs. And they want instant and seamless, right? They want answers to their questions. They're used to getting them quickly because of Google and from the apps that they use. And so that's how brands need to design their experiences now to meet people where they are. And typical conventional marketing funnels, email marketing, and all those different things are not the best way to do that. So let's talk about Facebook Messenger marketing. Over here on the right, you see a screenshot of my messenger with a friend of mine named Mac and the conversation that's going on there. If you notice, this is a conversation. It's not a form. It's not some sort of like weird, clunky process that doesn't feel natural. This is what we do all day long. We text message and we message. Okay? So Facebook Messenger is Facebook's messaging platform and application on both desktop and mobile through their app. And this is across platforms, which is what makes it so powerful. Is it is on mobile, it is on a tablet, and it's on your desktop, and people log into this tool through all three of them. There's 1.3 billion active users on Messenger. People are using this app wherever they go and no matter what device they're on. So think text messaging, but through Facebook, and 100 times more powerful and better. And by the way, many people are using Facebook Messenger for text messages. You might also be. They use that as a client. It doubles as a Facebook, as an SMS messaging client as well. So this is where people are communicating with their friends. This is where people are comfortable talking to people they love and care about and are used to communicating. And this is how they want to communicate with brands. And only 1% of brands and companies are using messenger marketing right now. So it's a blue ocean. Okay. So what's in it for me as a business owner if I wanted to do Facebook Messenger marketing? First, over 2 billion messages are sent each month between people and businesses. And like I told you, only 1% of companies are using messenger marketing right now. Messaging apps surpassed social networks in monthly active users sometime in 2015. That's crazy, right? Even like Facebook, the app itself, is not as prevalent in its use as WhatsApp, as Instagram that is a messaging app, and also Facebook Messenger and those kinds of apps. Now, Facebook Messenger has 1.3 billion users. That's more users than Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram combined. And in the demographic of 40 and up, Facebook is the most heavily used demographic, or heaviest used messaging platform, as well as social media platform. And then 64% of monthly Facebook users use Messenger, which is huge. So many people use Facebook, and that means that so many people are using Messenger, and that means that the majority of your prospective customers are on Messenger and are ready to communicate with you through it. So if this is an untapped channel, like I told you, none of your competitors are there yet. None of your competitors even know about this yet, and they definitely aren't marketing there. But they will soon be within the next 2 years. Will you beat them there is the big question. Messenger messages have an average of a 60 to 80% open rate compared to email at only 20%. That's 4 times more, 3 to 4 times more open rate than an email does. And then it has a 50 to 60% response rate compared to email, which is only around 3% or less. Okay, so I'm going to show you what these numbers shake out to be in a little bit, but just stew on that for a minute. 20% for email, 80% for Messenger. 3% click-through rate for email, 50 to 60% for Messenger. These are game-changing numbers, and they're exponential. That's the crazy thing about them, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. Also, and one of the most important things is this is an instant way for your customers to engage with your brand and for you to engage with them. They can literally click an ad, be in a conversation with you right there. It's like having a TV commercial someone can walk up to when they're interested in your product or have a question, and click a button and say, hey, I got a question, and you can talk to them right there. That's what this is. So it's one of the best marketing opportunities that you can pursue as a business, whether if you're a local business or a software company that's nationwide or international. There's never been any kind of marketing like this before. It's click to conversation marketing. That's key. And this has never been around before, so pay attention to this. So what if every time someone clicked your ad, a conversation with them started with you instantly? Think about it like this. They see an ad, they click it, and then it says, hey, are you interested in this coupon that we've got? This polishing and cleaning coupon. This is for a jewelry store that I worked with. They say, click the button, yes, I am. And then they're shown the offer again. And then it takes them through the process of giving their email and their phone number to get the lead generated. And then it opens the channel up of Messenger. And then they get their coupon code. And this is exactly what Facebook Messenger gives you the ability to do. So let's look at this flow. So first we've got a Facebook ad. As you can see here, we made a video of a before and after of a jewelry cleaning. Then the next thing they did was, then that ad, when they click it, the send message button down there, it takes them over to Messenger where they start the conversation, and this is all automated. You don't have to handle it as a business. The bot handles the entire conversation until you are ready to be injected into the conversation. So it's super efficient. And then after that, the bot takes them through all the questions, gets them their contact information validated, gets their email, their phone number, whatever information you want to collect, and then delivers that coupon code to them with a map. And then you've opened up that channel for Messenger now, and you've generated a lead that you have an 80% chance of opening your next message that you send to them. Pretty cool, right? So the conversation starts when the user clicks the ad. And I can't hammer on this enough, right? With Facebook Messenger marketing, when someone clicks your ad in their news feed, say they're watching the Super Bowl, they're scrolling through their phone, they see your ad, they're interested in it, they click send message, they're talking to you and your brand right now, okay? A bot handles that in an automated way first for a little while, but you can have that handed off to you at any time in that conversation when that person is qualified or considered qualified lead, right? That's huge. Starting a conversation from an ad click is revolutionary, and it is the future of marketing. So let's look at Facebook Messenger marketing versus a conventional funnel. What this diagram, this image is the comparison of a conventional landing page funnel versus Facebook Messenger funnel. On the top, the conventional landing page funnel, each one of these horizontal lanes here are swim lanes. These represent a marketing channel or an app or a channel to access the information that's sent to them, right? So we've got ad or social media, we've got a landing page, we've got a website, we've got email, and we've got phone. These are all separate channels. The green dots represent a touch within that buying process. As you move from left to right, we're talking about the customer's sales or journey or the buying process. But as you can see, it starts with an ad. They may click that, which takes them to a landing page. Then they end up getting emails later on a different device in a different app, which they got to click, that takes them to a website, which will be in a different app if they're in Outlook or if they're in iMail on their Mac. Then, so you can see how confusing and how many touches it takes and how many hoops someone has to jump through, right? Lots of touches here in the conventional funnel. And then in the Facebook Messenger funnel, you can see it's not quite as many touches. So let's dig into each one. Again, if we're looking at the conventional funnel, we've got a total of 8 switches between softwares or channels once that marketing funnel starts. That's 8 hoops that your customers got to jump through. No wonder they're not converting, right? They're losing messages, they're losing translation, they're not getting everything you send them, they're not seeing all the value, they're not consuming the value, which they need to get it, to get the value from your content, they need to consume it. And so they're not ending up converting or wanting to do business with you as much as they should. Now, let's look at Facebook Messenger. When we use Facebook Messenger marketing, we completely eliminate 2 channels that create confusion, website and email. Now, you need those. I'm not saying they're bad. You got to have them. But with Facebook Messenger marketing, you don't need them to generate better leads that are higher quality for less cost. We completely eliminate website and email. The ad, they click, takes them one change of an app over to Facebook Messenger, and that's it. Everything else happens there. The leads generated there. They're nurtured here with valuable content. They're qualified through Messenger with valuable content. It's all automated through the process, and then they let you know when it's ready to be handed off to you, at which point a phone call occurs. So that means we've got switching of channels or messaging channels to receive that content and interact with the brand. We only got 2 switches compared to 8. So what would you rather do as a consumer? Ask yourself that. Would you rather start on a mobile device clicking an ad and end up in an email client on your desktop computer, switching back and forth from browser to landing page to social media, back and forth? It's confusing. You end up doing business with someone else. Or would you rather just click one time, go into one application that's basically related to the one that you saw the ad in Facebook Messenger, continue the conversation through there? You open up a channel, now you can talk to that brand anytime you want. It's instant. It's accessible 24 hours a day. It's non-invasive to your own. They're not calling you, following up with you. It's just a better experience, right? If you're a consumer, just put yourself in that position. Obviously, the winner here clearly is Facebook Messenger when we consider it that way. So switching a device or app 8 times in this process is painful, confusing, and unnecessary to put people through this much effort to do business with you. And you don't have to do it. All we've had available to us up to this point is this, but now we have a lot better systems and a lot better process through Facebook Messenger and advertising to completely cut all this confusion and BS out of this process. Switching the device or app 2 times in this process is so much smoother and faster and less friction. It's more efficient. The experience for the user is better, which means that their perception of your brand is exponentially better. Because think about this, right? Branding is not just logo, color, website, all that stuff. A lot of times branding is experience. So if they get to your website and they have a terrible experience, they don't find what they're looking for, they end up leaving and go to Google, what do you think they think of you and your brand, no matter how great the services that you provide? Yeah, crappy, just like their experience. But what if they get to your website or they get to your Facebook Messenger bot, you get the exact question answer that they want, they get the next step provided for them, they can take action easily, they're easily able to communicate the way that they want to do it with less friction, without jumping from app to app to app. They don't miss any of your messages, they can consume all your value. The process is smoother for them, it's better for them, and if that's the way that they interact with your brand the first time, compared to the other 8 times in the process terrible experience, how do you think that they're going to feel? They're going to love your brand. They're going to think it's easy to work with you. They're going to see so much value in that experience and how easy you made it. And that makes all the difference in how your brand is perceived. Again, it's not just logo, not just your messaging. It's the experience people have when they interact with you. So let's look at these funnels really quick to shake out these numbers. Here's a conventional funnel, looking at 10,000 website visitors, 2,500. If you had a 25% opt-in rate, you'd be kicking butt. This is just for the sake of this comparison. So say you had 25% opt-in rate. That means that you would generate 2,500 email addresses or subscribers. And then 25% open rate on those email subscribers is you have 525 people open your email. Then you'd have a click-through rate of 5%. Like I said, it's more like 2%. But for the sake of this, let's say it's 5. That means 27 people would click through your link within your email to your offer. And that means that if you were able to convert 3% of that total of people that clicked through, you'd end up with 1 appointment. Now let's look at Facebook Messenger funnel. So same 10,000 people that go into that Messenger bot or into your Facebook Messenger and interact with you there, you can message 99% of those people. So 9,900 people you have access to through Facebook Messenger. It's got a 75% open rate. So that means that 7,425 people would open your message. It's got a 48% click-through rate. So 3,564 of those people would have clicked your message. So that equates to 143 appointments if you had a 4% conversion rate. And again, it's higher than it was in the other funnel because better experience, better trust built faster, more efficiently creates a higher conversion rate. It would actually be probably more like 5 to 10%. So it would be even bigger. But look at them side by side. We've got 1 appointment through that funnel starting with 10,000 visitors compared to 143. That is exponentially bigger. So Facebook Messenger, again, is one of the best marketing opportunities that you can pursue. There's never been any kind of marketing like this. It's click-to-conversation marketing. And if you'd like to talk more about this for your own business, I provide this as a service for businesses, both local and national companies, the software businesses, lead generation services through Facebook Messenger, as well as Facebook advertising management. The whole holistic campaign, including the traffic from Facebook ads, as well as the conversion and bot build out and all of the structure for Facebook Messenger marketing. So if you're interested in that and you want to look at this for your business, or you have some questions, please let me know down below in the comments, wherever you see that, to be able to interact below. Message me, send me an email. All that contact information will be included in whatever platform you're seeing this video in. And give it a shot. Messenger marketing is something you should definitely explore if you are serious about taking it to the next level with your brand and with your business, as well as primary calls to action and transitional calls to action. So hopefully this was a beneficial conversation for you and that you learned from it. And I'd appreciate your feedback in the comments. Let me know if it was valuable for you. And contact me if you have questions or you want to talk about messenger marketing for your own business or anything like that. Thanks a lot.